Hey, I'm Kev here, Mr. Kerr, back at you with some GameStock 2013, and as you can see, we've got the cars on the left, with the track in the middle and on the right as well. And we're going to choose a car first. We're going to choose a Formula Reiza car. As you can see, we've got a nice kind of fake Lotus at the bottom there, spinning around. And as you may notice, these cars and the teams are kind of based on the 2012 Formula 1 grid. So we've got Mercedes, Lotus, Williams there, we've got Caterham, Sauber, Force India, Madrid GP, or the Saturday Pod HRT team there. And we've got Ferrari with a slightly different shade of red on its car. We've got Red Bull, and then the Reiza Studios GP, new addition to the grid there. We've got Toro Rosso, Marussia, and at the bottom you've got McLaren or Woking M Sport there. And so I'm going to show you the Reiza Studios GP car in the nice showroom, because I think it looks very nice. I think it could be a good addition to the grid in real life, maybe, if it was on there. But as you can see, very nicely done. Slightly altered liveries, and of course altered team names and drivers, of course, because Reiza Studios don't have the F1 license. Codemasters, of course, has that for the time being. And what are we going to drive the Formula Reiza car on? Well, you can probably see in the middle, as it's probably been shown whole video so far, the Bryce Canyon Raceway. As you can see from the track map, it looks a bit like, I would say, Zandvoort maybe, but believe me, it's very different from Zandvoort, totally different from that. And it's another mod track for this game. Of course, the links in the description below again to the game and to the mod track where you can download it as well. And so let's get into this track and into the car as well. And as you can see, nicely modelled interior in this F1 car, and it just looks lovely. It looks, I'd say, a bit better than the Codemasters efforts of the real F1 cars, I would say. But as you can see, turning right and now just blasting it down this Bryce Canyon Raceway pit lane at full blast into turn 1. And as you may notice, there's loads of trees, and it's quite a lot of undulation as well, quite a few bumps as well, because it's based on Bryce Canyon in Utah, I believe. And I think this, whoever made this track, these roads or tarmac, it isn't actually there in real life. It's more kind of dusty gravel roads around there, and he just kind of imagined this track with nicely slot into the Bryce Canyon where he's visited, I think, and or he's local. And so that's where he got the idea for this like fantasy track of it going through the canyon here. And as you can see, beautiful scenery. Look at all these rocks, all these trees, nice and dusty as well, and a great challenging track as well. One of my favourite tracks I've ever driven in a sim, right up there with, say, Mo Sport in iRacing, or Grand Prix Legends, or PAL, and say the race series from Sinbin. I really love those tracks, and I really love this as well. The Nordschleife, of course, that you saw in the first episode of this kind of mini GameStock car 2013 kind of series going on here. But as you can see, going very cautiously into these two turns, because there's so many bumps in the road. As I say, it's very undulating. You're going to see me taking some weird lines, like going kind of really tight into a corner, and then going quite wide in the middle of the corner, and then going tight on the exit again, because there's kind of so many bumps in the middle of the corners. Like, if you just put the power on over them, you will spin the car. And as you can see, getting into the back end of the lap here, look how intimidating and menacing those like rock faces are on either side of the road. Just one mistake and you're getting head first into them. You're going to lose not just the front wing, you're going to probably flip the car as well, of course. And now we're going to blast it into this last set, hopefully get a hot lap going. As you can see on the right, that is the pit lane entrance. And no, maybe not. Maybe we're not going to get a hot lap going, but we have managed to keep the car running. Lucky, got it facing the right way as well. So we're going to have another lap of reconnaissance. So now I can keep talking again, and then I will shut up for the hot lap, and I will show you a replay of the hot lap as well, because I want to show you, nice scenery around here, nice replay cameras as well, in-game stock car as well. But as I say, just undulation, and that's the main thing about this course. You've got to use the camber, to drive the car, just like you would for the carousel in the Nordschleife. You've got to really embrace the camber in the corners, and just make sure you don't accelerate over the bumps. If you feel a bump, probably be a bit cautious on the accelerators. You saw, especially in that last turn for me, you know, making that spin there, and I'm just going very gently round this lap, just making sure I can make it round the lap so I can actually have a go at a hot lap on the next lap. But as you can see, nicely modelled trees, nicely modelled scenery, and you know, it's just a great track to drive, and you know, as I said, one of my favourites I've ever driven as well. And the Formula Reiza car, you know, handles quite reasonably around it without a setup. As I said, when I was describing these Formula cars, you really do need a setup to get the maximum out the Formula Reiza cars. But even without a setup around this track, you know, it's quite handy. He's got nice grip, of course. It's got loads of downforce, as you would expect. It's probably the grippiest car in GameStop, or GameStop car even. Now I can't even say the game now, as you would expect. And you know, it's just a lovely car to drive. I'm not really a big fan of, say, high downforce cars such as this Formula 1 car, but I do find it lovely to drive in-game stock car. But as I said, probably not as much as, say, the F3 car or even the other Formula cars. It's probably my least favourite Formula car, but it's still very nice to drive. And next time I'm going to show you the last Formula car, which I haven't shown you. It's just a Formula retro car, I believe, of Emerson Fittipaldi, or Kupasuka of Emerson Fittipaldi. But I'm going to shut up now. Going to let you enjoy the lap and enjoy the replay as well, and enjoy this beautiful Bryce Canyon Raceway. So now for watching, so till next time, cheerio.